Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rola. Thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time over here, welcome. If you'd like to see how I achieved this lovely soft look, glamorous soft look, please stay tuned and keep watching. And please like and subscribe to my channel. So the first thing I did was I went in by cleaning up her face with the Garnier micellar water to wipe up any excess dirt or makeup off her face. After doing that, I just went in with a moisturizer, a simple moisturizer to moisturize her face, and then went in with the Healer Mask primer to prime up her entire face, just to get the base started really for the makeup. So I just make sure I really massage that into her skin really well, and then went in with my MAC Fix Plus spray to put all over her whole face. So the foundation I'm using here is my go-to foundation, which is the Maybelline Super Stay 24 Hour Super Stay foundation. It's a full coverage foundation, and I'm using the shade 36 Warm Sun all over her face. I'm using my foundation brush, the Real Technique foundation brush, to just buff that into her skin. I prefer and I like applying my foundation with my brushes instead of my sponge. I just love the feeling of the brushes. Rub her nicely with the foundation. I'm trying not to go too cakey under the eye with the foundation, just covering the outer face or the entire face with the foundation, blending that in as I go along. And I went in with a concealer, which is the NARS concealer. I believe it's in the shade Ginger. And I went in with my beauty blender to buff all that in and blend that in nicely into her skin. You will notice as I'm blending in, I'm actually bouncing the beauty blender onto her skin, trying not to rub so much more of a bouncing effect. And I feel comfortable doing it this way. I mean, you can also use a brush to apply the concealer into your skin or into the client's skin, whichever works for you. I've used brushes as well, smaller brushes, to apply my concealer, onto my client's skin or even onto my own while doing my makeup, whichever one you feel comfortable with, really. So again, after doing that again, I didn't cream contour her face. I just went back in with the foundation brush to just blend everything in to her skin along with the concealer, so everything just seems seamless. I use both my foundation brush and a smaller brush to blend in everything. A smaller brush in the smaller areas around her nose with my Laura Mercier setting powder. I absolutely love this powder. It's so soft and so easy to apply and easy to blend in. So I just use that to set her highlights and all the areas that need to be highlighted really all over her face. To make sure I went in with my It was a MAC, my MAC Skin Finish Powder. I used it to actually contour our whole entire face. I believe it was in the shade Dark. My MAC Skin Finish Powder to just contour all the different areas of her face to be contoured. And while contouring, you're noticing I'm just blending in at the same time, not just applying it directly, but blending it in while doing that, patting it in gently. Went in with my micro eyebrow pencil from NYX. This is a nice street brand, and I went into just filling her brows, following the shape of her brows and filling that in nicely. I went in with a lighter shade in the middle to do the center of her brows, but a darker shade to do the outline. I believe it was espresso I used on the outline, and maybe a lighter chocolate in the middle to fill it in. While filling in the brow, I gently just fill it in, trying to do a gentle stroke. While filling the brows, not going so hard on the brows, just trying to fill it in lightly with it. Brushing it in, and now went in with the foundation, the same shade foundation that I use for entire face, to fill in the beginning of her brows, to just fill in the middle bit gently. Very small amounts I use to just, to clean it up and make it a bit tidy, a bit more neater. And I went in with a lighter shade on the outer corner of concealer, which I used to highlight the highlighted area. I use it to fill in the outer bits, towards the outer bits of the brows. And then went in, after doing that, applying that, I went in with my brush, a fluffy brush, to blend the whole entire thing in, so everything just seems nice and seamless. After blending in the concealer and the foundation underneath the where on the and what I used to clean up her brow, and now went in with a brow gel, which is from Slake. But I don't think they did the shade anymore. It's a very light brown brow gel. I really liked it. Um, but I don't know if you one's able to get it, but they have some other ones there you can get. So before starting to apply the eyeshadows on her eye, I went back in with my Laura Mercier setting powder just to put underneath her eye, because I didn't want any of the eyeshadows to get underneath the work I've already. So I went in with a light brown color. I think just like a powder color, the same type of the powder color that I used to contour, just to start off to put on the outer bit of her eye to start off with. And then I went with my Zovia palettes. It's a very old palette. I used the darkest brown shade over there to put in the corner of her eye to blend all to put in the corner of her eye really, and just blend that in nicely. Use a more of the smaller blending brush to put that in, to define the eye, the shape that I want. So the next thing I did, I went with my jumbo milk pencil to put just on the lid, and blended that in and use it to just create a base really for my eyeshadow, because I want that eyeshadow to have something to stick to and also to stand out a bit. So that's why I've used the jumbo milk pencil as the base really, and just blended that in nicely, creating a shape that I want, not all over but just nicely shaped. So the next thing I applied on that lid was a loose pigment eyeshadow, which is from Makeup Addiction. It's like a bluish greenish loose pigment that I applied all over her lids there. I can't really remember the name. The name is kind of rubbed out on the packet, but it's a loose pigment and it's from Makeup Addiction. It's a bluish greeny type of pigment. All over her lid using that loose pigment and just making sure it's shaped nicely. And I went back in with a darker brown from my Zovia palettes, the darker brown on the eyeshadow palettes, to just curve and shape in her eyes a bit more, blending that in nicely. Just keep going back and forth on the brushes and just blending everything in, making sure everything is blended nicely. Went in with another loose pigment from Makeup Addiction. This one is called Purest. It's like a snow whitish baby blue type of pigment. I absolutely love this color pigment, and I just put that in the corner of her eye, all over the corner of her eye, and just blended that in nicely. Black eye pencil, just to put on the waterline. I just applied that very gently. I didn't want it to come out too much out from her eyes, so I just put a bit of that into the waterline of her eye. Eyeshadow to put underneath her eye, just a bit of brown eyeshadow to put underneath her waterline, just to blend that in with the Mabrook eyeshadow that I used before, sorry, eye pencil that I used before, blend it in on the bottom over there. lashes, the Mink Lashes by Precious Rola. It's one of my lashes brand, which is available at preciousrola.com. It's a mink lashes, and this is in the style, I believe, Pleasant, that I used for her. So as you can see, I'm just placing her lashes on her lids there. And now went in with the Skin Finish Powder, Max Skin Finish Powder in the shade Medium Plus, just to dust off all the excess powder and blend in everything else that needs to be blended in. So where the contour and the highlighters, just blending everything in and dusting it off and blending at the same time while doing that. So I went back in again with the contour powder that I used, which is the Max Skin Finish powder in the shade Dark, just to contour the area again, just because when I was blending everything in, I felt like some of the contour area might have been rubbed out. So I just went back in, just blending it in and just contouring those areas that needs to be contoured again. Not too much, not overpowering, but very lightly. Now went in with the blush. It's a black blush in the shade Raisin. I gently just put that on, swiping back, as you can see as I'm doing. Not overpowering, I don't like too much blush, so just gently pat that on. After that, went in with my Imani highlighted trio. I went with the lightest shades of highlighter there, just to highlight the areas that need to be highlighted: the bridge of her nose, the tip of her nose, and her high cheekbones. The cheekbones, that's where I highlighted. So for lipstick, I went in with Precious Rola High Pigmented Lip Gloss in the shade Petal, and a lip NYX lip pencil to first of all, to put on her lips. I draw out her lip, put the lip liner on her lip, and then I went in with the gloss, applying the gloss all over her lips, and just make that really nice and so gorgeous, beautiful confidence. This is also available on my website at www.preciousrola.com. You can purchase your own over there. I mean, since I launched the lip gloss, it has been fabulous. It got sold out, and I had to bring it back again. It's one that a lot of people tend to love and really love it so much. I'm sure you won't be disappointed if you haven't purchased yours yet. Get yours now. Yeah, so that was really it. I went in with the Max Fix Plus spray to set her whole face, and that's it. That's the finished look, yo. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, Precious Rola, and please follow me on Instagram at Precious Rola Makeup, and also all some of the lashes and the lip gloss are available on my website at www.preciousrola.com. Hope you love the look, and yeah, please like, share, comments, and more videos to come. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.